Okay, class, as promised, I'm making a video for finding the side lengths using trig. Um, so what I'm given here is an angle measurement, and I have to go by what is given to me. So the angle measurement is given opposite over adjacent. I want to know the measurement of the opposite side. So I'm looking to the opposite side to know its measurement. What's given to me though is opposite over adjacent. So that means I'm going to use the tangent function. So the tangent of 41 degrees is equal to, now I'm going to substitute in for opposite over adjacent, x over 32. And so now whenever I multiply 32 times tangent of 41, that's going to give me my x measurement. Whenever I do that, I end up with x equals to 27.82. I'm emphasizing, I want you to always give me at least 2 decimal places. At least. Next problem that we're dealing with here, we're given 21 degrees. Let's highlight what it is that we're given. Well, we're looking for x, which is the adjacent side, and we're given the hypotenuse. Well, whenever I want to find adjacent over hypotenuse, I'm going to use cosine. So the cosine of that angle, 21, is equal to, now let's start substituting for adjacent over hypotenuse, x over 26. I multiply 26 times cosine of 21. That gives me my x measurement. X is equal to 24.27. Next scenario, 8 over x. X over 8, opposite over adjacent. That's given to me, so that means I'm dealing with tangent. So tangent of 55 degrees is equal to some value for x over 8. If I want to find 8, I need to multiply 8 times tangent 55. That'll give me x. And so I can flip my x over to the left side. That's algebraically acceptable. And whenever I put in my calculator 8 times tangent of 55, I end up with 11.43. All right, so at this point, I am going to just recalculate. I'm going to show you, I'm going to close this, and when I close it, it lands me at the Desmos scientific calculator. And if I want to calculate 8 times, I don't even have to say times. I just say 8, and then I put in here tangent of 55, and it gives me the answer. I don't even have to hit enter. It gives me the answer. 11.425, which rounds to 11.3. So I just wanted to put that out there. Let me go back. Let's start working 8. So number 8, I've given an angle 33 degrees. Why is it not? There we go. 33 degrees. I can see that I have the opposite over hypotenuse. Well, that's the sine. So if I set my equation, sine of 33 is equal to 15 over x. Ooh, this time it's going to be a little bit trickier. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to multiply x times both sides. And I end up with x times sine of 33 is equal to 15. I can divide by the sine of 33. And that will give me an x equals. So let's go to our calculator. We're going to take 15 and we're dividing it by sine of 33. I'm going to close that parentheses, and there it is. My answer is there, 27.541. So back over in OneNotes, 27.54 is all I have to write. Number 9 tells us, well, number 9, we're looking for x. This time x is the hypotenuse, but I'm giving the adjacent side. So adjacent over hypotenuse, that's what I'm given. Well, that's the cosine function. So the cosine of 43 degrees is equal to adjacent 36 over x. I'm going to multiply x times cosine 43, and that gives me 36. Then I'm going to divide both sides by cosine 43. Whoops, let's write that a little bit neater. So if I go back and look, so now x is by itself, and what I'm going to put in my calculator is 36 divided by cosine of 43. Let's clear this out. 36 divided by cosine 43, and I end up with 49.2237, which I'm going to round 49.22. All right, I'm going to stop going back and forth. I'm just going to now set the scenario. So here, I'm given the angle 72 degrees. I'm given adjacent, opposite over adjacent. So I'm dealing with the tangent of 72 degrees is equal to 25 over x. Multiply both sides. Divide by the tangent of 72. That leaves x equals, and then I've already calculated 8.12. Here I'm dealing with the angle 64. I'm dealing with adjacent over hypotenuse. So I'm dealing with the cosine of 64 degrees is equal to my adjacent. I don't know my hypotenuse. I do know that's 11. And so 11 times cosine of 64 is equal to x. algebraically, I can just switch my x on the left side just because I like it. It doesn't have to be. Like if you didn't put it on the left side, you would not be mathematically incorrect. It's just, I like putting it on the right side. All right. Last two are word problems. So I always emphasize draw a picture for a word problem. So Jake learned he leaned a 12-foot ladder against his house. If the angle formed by the ladder and the ground is 68 degrees. Okay. How far from the base of the house did he place the ladder? Well, here's his house, the wall of his house. We don't know what that is. We're wanting to know how far he placed it. We do know that the ladder itself is 12 feet. So if I measure the ladder, that's 12 feet. And we know the angle that's formed by the ladder and the ground is 68 degrees. So I'm looking at an adjacent over hypotenuse, which means I'm dealing with a cosine situation. Cosine of 68 degrees is equal to x, I don't know, over 12. 12 times cosine of 68 degrees is equal to x, and then whenever you solve that, you get x is equal to, now this is interesting, 4.495. Now when you get a value like this, it is okay to go ahead and round it to 4.5. Any other time, I would say leave it. All right. So then the next scenario, next question is about a ramp is used to load suitcases into an airplane. I'm not even going to begin to try and draw the airplane. We do know that it has like a compartment. And from that compartment down to the ground, it tells us it's 7 feet. And the ramp, does it tell us how long the ramp is? Nope, that's what it wants us to find out. So the angle by the ground, so here's our ground right here, and the angle formed by that ground is 25 degrees. We know that it's 7 feet up, and then this is what we're looking for, the ramp length. So how long does that ramp has to be? Well, first off, we got to consider, I'm not going to make my ground that long because it interferes with my writing. All right, so I'm dealing with an opposite over hypotenuse. Whoops. So that means I'm dealing with a sine scenario. So if I find the sine of 25 degrees, I know the ratio is 7 over x. Well, I'm going to have to multiply x times 25. That gives me 7. I've got to divide by sine of 25. And I end up with x equals to 7 divided by sine of 25 is 16.56. Is the length. This, how far from the base is, and that's a length of feet also. Put that unit in there. Okay, that's it. Good luck on your homework.